Bonjour, bonjour and welcome. Haven't done a video for some time, but I thought I'd introduce you to my new, or should I say my additional bike. I bought myself a Honda Monkey 2 months ago, back in January 23. The simple reason, they just look great fun. I've obviously still got my proper motorbike that can do motorway speeds, but everybody says these give you more smiles per mile. The bike, I've christened the name Spank the Monkey. It could have been a Honda Grom, but this one came up first because I've got no real preference between the two models. If I just tell you a little bit about the Monkey, it was originally introduced in, I think, 1969 in the UK, but they were smaller engines. This one is known as the Z125, and clues in the name, it's a 125cc massive 9 brake horsepower engine. The upside of that is that it will, even if you thrash it, it'll do 100 to the gallon. And probably up to 160 per gallon, which really is fantastic. I know for decades I've been saying low-powered motorbikes like this are the answer to cities' congestion, but governments don't seem to put us at the top of a priority list when it comes to transportation. So I take you through the bike from the front. You can see it's actually got disc brakes and they're ABS. The Monkey has got the chrome mudguards, which look great, but of course they need looking after more than plastic. The headlight is LED, and the instrument cluster here is very simple. It just pretty much shows you the speed, and it's got the engine warning light on it. The original mirrors are utterly useless, so I've put these extension pieces on. And I think that's absolutely essential. And if anybody gets one of these, don't forget these are the left-hand thread. I made the mistake of trying to tighten the thing up by turning it anti-clockwise. So there you are, confession time. What else are we going to say about this? The little engine itself. This engine is 125cc unit, powers the Honda Cub, the Grom, and now the Dax that's coming in. This has got a manual gearbox. It's a 4-speed, which was changed last year to a 5-speed. Also, this doesn't have a cartridge filter. It's actually got a little mesh inside and a centrifugal filter on the end of the crankshaft. Honda say to change the oil or strip the filter down at something like 7,000, 8,000 miles. I can't remember exactly. I think that's going to be a load of rubbish, so I did it myself as soon as I got it. This has got 3,000 miles on, and as I suspected, the centrifugal filter is full of crud. Basically it's aluminium powder from the machining process. It lends itself to modification if that's your thing. I probably won't do that. With the price of a Yoshimura exhaust at about £800, it's still not going to go any quicker, and once you start changing one thing, to sort of balance it up, you need to change others. So I'm leaving it pretty much stock. The air filter is huge, the air filter box. I'm not quite sure why, because it's smaller on other bikes with this power unit. However, again, I say I'm going to leave it original. The suspension, a lot of people say the suspension is too soft. I would go along with that. It's very, very soft and it can easily bottom out. There are all sorts of upgrades which range in price from 60 quid up to £800. So again, I might buy one of the 60 quid inserts for the springs. Great thing about this is the seat. I mean, let's have a look at the thickness. Most modern bikes now have got a seat that's like a plank and your arse dies after about an hour. This thing, you can sit on it for ages. It's really, really comfortable. Another mod I did, it doesn't have a clock, so I fitted one of these. Sorry, the light's a bit bright on there. I fitted one of these clocks from that you can get on eBay, so I like to see the time as I'm going along. The tank is tiny. It's I think it's 1.1 gallons, so that's about 5 litres, something like that. There's no real storage underneath the seat either. You've got the battery underneath there, but the ABS circuitry's underneath there as well. So there's no real place to keep it. I have got a rack on order. It's coming from Hong Kong because it was a bit cheaper, and that should be with me in a couple of weeks. Again, disc brake on the rear. You can see that there. And a lot of people put a tail tidy on, but personally I don't think this is too bad. I put a tail tidy on my Kawasaki because the original bit of plastic was hideous. The seat comes off by undoing a nut in here. I think it's a 12mm nut, and it's also got an Allen socket in. So there's one either side to lift the seat off, so there's no nice easy catch like on a lot of bikes. Let's just go around the other side if we can see the other side. Behind the panel there, I've put my charging cable on for an Optimate. Behind the panel that says Monkey, that contains a little toolkit as well. Usual thing. And what else we got about it? Obviously I've got mounts on for cameras, phones, etc. But overall, it's great fun to ride. I've only been out on it twice because it's cold and there's salt on the road. So I'm hoping in the next few weeks to use it more. It's absolutely amazing round town. It's highly manoeuvrable, incredibly light. It comes in at 107 kilos. So it's very, very confidence inspiring if you're learning to ride a bike. And it's also super manoeuvrable. It's so small. It's just fantastic around a city. I don't live in a city, but I've got a lot of lanes near me. And to be perfectly honest, if you went over 40 mile an hour in a lot of those lanes, you're going to be crashing into tractors or slipping on mud on the road. So it's actually perfect for back lanes as well. One of the things I would say with it, because it is so light, it's probably a thieves' nightmare, because two guys could pick this up, no problem, and stick it in the back of a van. So if I leave it anywhere, I'm going to be taking a length of chain with me and chaining it to something immovable, because it is very, very easy to move. Servicing the engine is simple. Changing the oil, it takes a bit longer than having a conventional filter. It took me about an hour and a half. But you can also do the valves fairly quickly as well, for valve clearances when they need doing. So overall, it's a bike that a lot of the maintenance can be done by you if you're not a mechanic. I'm trying to think what else to say about it now. But overall, yeah, it's great fun. I'm planning some adventures. I'm not sure whether to do anything stupid on it. I'm sort of thinking of taking it maybe over to France or up to the Lake District. And because it's not particularly quick, 60 mile an hour top end, it'll cruise reasonably well at 45 most of the time and up to 50, but I don't particularly want to thrash it. I've been looking at maps and working out sort of back street or back lane roads to get around the country, and they are there. You just need to be able to read a map. So that's Spank. So I'm hoping to see you in a few weeks when I've got some little adventures planned on it. So take care for now. Speak to you soon.